What year are you born? She is a graduate from MIT Philippines with a Bachelor of Science degree in Chemical Engineering. She worked as a senior process engineer for the Northrop Grumman Corporation and completed and won numerous transgender beauty pageants herself.
Nice.
She's the president of the board of directors of Imperial Court of Los Angeles in Hollywood, which is a nonprofit organization focused on fundraising efforts for LGBT and HIV/AIDS causes. She's also the chair of the City of Los Angeles Human Services Commission Transgender Working Group and has coordinated the LAPD and a committee that formulated and distributed a survey questionnaire on transgender community LAPD interactions at the City of Los Angeles. This resulted in the creation of a recommended model policies and standards for LAPD's interaction with trans individuals. In 2006, she received the Transgender Trailblazer Award from the LA Gay and Lesbian Center. She also received a Lifetime Achievement Award and the Stonewall Young Democrat Trans Heroes Award. She also received the Keeper of the Dream Award from the City of West Hollywood and recently received the KCET TV Local Heroes Award. Wow. All right, what is happening? So, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome on stage Ms. Karina Samala. Like a pageant, there, right there. Okay, our next speaker is a senior, right, perfect. It's a senior intergroup relations specialist for the Los Angeles County Commission on Human Relations. In 2000, he graduated with a BA in Women's Studies and Sociology. Guess where? Here, yes. He's a beach teamer. Alright, go beach. And he went to organize the Khmer Girls in Action while co-founding Q-Team, a queer and trans youth of color multi-issue organizing collective. And he's also served at the board of directors of the FTM Alliance, which is Female to Male Alliance. Now, you can hear Riku every Monday night at 8 p.m. hosting the Flip the Script, a radio show on KPFK 90.7 FM. Do I have a good voice for that? Okay. So let's welcome on stage Riku Matsuda. Alright. Our third speaker is a very honorable and important person in our community. She was elected to the State Assembly in 2008 and re-elected in 2010. Her district includes California's only inhabited island. I guess it's Catalina? I love that place. The largest port complex in the nation and one of the most economically and ethnically diverse population in the state, including a thriving LGBTIQ community, as well as our own university, Cal State Long Beach. Lowenthal, a leading advocate on human rights issues in the California legislature, authored AB 433, which was recently signed by Governor Jerry Brown, I believe last weekend, which allows, that's what this law did. It allows first people who have undergone clinically appropriate treatment for the purpose of gender transition to file a petition in any superior court to recognize the change in gender and, if applicable, a change in name and a request for a new birth certificate. So let's welcome on stage the Honorable Assembly Member Bonnie Lowenthal. Alright, the last person I'll introduce is actually not one of the speakers, but he's the one who will be showing us the films and will be facilitating our film showing tonight. He is the founding director of the Los Angeles Transgender Film Festival, a filmmaker, a performer, a teacher, and a Renaissance trans male. He screens film, gives workshops, and performs at colleges and conferences throughout the country. His short comedy, Queerer Than Thou, in 2008, has screened at over 50 LGBT film festivals on 4 continents, and his first film, Queering Gender, 2005, has been included in college curriculum. His first music video for MetaHuman song So Promo, he's a singer-rapper as well, will premiere at the 3rd Annual Los Angeles Trans Film Festival at November 4th to 6th. So you guys should come. So let's welcome on stage Khalil Cohen. So now we're moving this up so our speakers can be comfortably relaxed. Drian, do you want to? And because the distinguished Congresswoman has a time constraint, we will have her speak first. All right. So let's welcome on stage Congresswoman Bonnie Lowenthal.
Did you want us at the table or up here? Which way? Thank you very much for inviting me tonight, and I'm just thrilled to be back home here at Cal State Long Beach, where I got my graduate degree in community psychology a number of years ago. Yeah, we didn't have that saying then, but I think we get the feeling. But, you know, who doesn't love a film festival, right? True? Yeah. Who doesn't love being surrounded by support and love? That's where we are. That's certainly what I'm feeling. Are you feeling that? You know, I saw in the paper the other day that the group who wants to overturn our new law that helps address equality in classrooms and allows sharing with our children about LGBT contributions to history, they haven't had the luck they thought they'd have. People haven't been signing their mean-spirited petition to repeal the law. And the other day, one of their leaders said they would, and this is a quote, they would need a miracle to get the thing on the ballot. Well, guess what? Hate rarely produces miracles. Anyway, while some people are trying to move us backward, the rest of us are pushing forward. That's certainly what I'm doing in the legislature, and I'm trying to do my part. You may have heard about my bill that repealed the McCarthy-era state law that sought to, this was last year, you may know about it. Are you ready? This was a law that said California should seek a cure, not kidding, a cure for homosexuality. So I wrote, yes, that was on the books until last year. So I wrote a bill to strike that law down, and with hard work, it was passed. This year, I worked with the Transgender Law Center to pass a law, as it was just discussed, that will make it easier for transgender people to get their birth certificate to reflect their true identity. Assembly Bill 433 allows a person who has undergone clinically appropriate treatment for the purpose of gender transition to file a petition in any superior court in California, any place in the state, to recognize the change in gender, and if applicable, a name change and request for a new birth certificate. The governor signed the bill this past Sunday, and I'm very, very proud of it. As with tonight's films and this event, we've recently seen more transgender stories being told. Possibly the most public story, as was discussed, is at the moment Chaz Bono and his being on this season's Dancing with the Stars. There was a hue and cry from a small but vocal segment of society when it was announced that the first transgender contestant was going to be dancing on a family show. But week after week, Chaz has been dancing to the best of his ability, and more importantly, sharing the value of his story with all of America. This is how we spread the message that there's nothing to fear in equality. Nothing to fear in equality. You know, the struggle for equality is why I got into public life in the first place. It's my DNA. It's in my blood. It's certainly in my history. My parents came to this country from Russia, where they were persecuted because of their identity. They came to America, and they saw it as the best place to live a life of equality and freedom. And I think they were right. And I think you are right, and I'm right, to insist on our rights. So once again, let me thank you for having me here tonight. Thank you for being such an important part of our community. And as trite as it may sound, thank you for being you.
Thank you very much, Councilmember Bonnie Bowman. For our next speaker, she will be sharing to us her wonderful life story and experiences, Ms. Karina Samala. Do you want to stand up?
No. Okay, more relaxed. Thank you, Carmen, for the nice introduction. I'm Karina, a male to female proud transgender woman. Nothing differentiates me from anyone else in terms of life's endeavors, aspirations, or dreams. I was born in the Philippines, grew up with 7 sisters. Early on in life, I knew I was different. I called myself special. Growing up with sisters who are older than me, they used to dress me up in their clothes, put a bow in my hair, and kind of do a sing and dance, entertain them, and all the neighborhood kids at that. So I was born an entertainer early on. And when we moved here, and I graduated from the Philippines and moved here, started working in aerospace in the aerospace industry. It was very difficult for me transitioning. I had to go to work as a student high and go home, wear my clothes, go to Hollywood, perform, and do shows. So at the time, I was kind of doing or living a double life, I call, and came to a point that I just cannot deal with it anymore. And I had to make up my mind whether to stay truthful and honest to myself and stay away from or turn my back on my education. At the time, we didn't have the laws that protect transgenders books. I distinctly remember because working for Northrop Grumman, it is a government contract, and I have to have top security clearance because of the work that I do for them. That even in their questionnaires, they ask questions such as, "Are you a homosexual?" And I have to lie and say no. To